Here's something that will make you see cat lovers in a completely different light. They're not just people who prefer one pet over another. Psychology reveals they possess a rare psychological trait that most people struggle with their entire lives: being comfortable with being misunderstood. While society celebrates dog lovers as warm and social, cat lovers are quietly focused on something more important: being accurate over being popular. Research in personality psychology links cat preference with significantly lower social conformity. Cats themselves are constantly misjudged as cold or selfish. And people who genuinely love them tend to be completely fine holding opinions that others don't immediately agree with. This reflects a mind that doesn't collapse under social pressure. Today, we're diving into what your preference for felines actually reveals about how your brain works.
1. Nonconformity.
Personality psychology consistently links cat preference with lower social conformity. Cats are routinely misjudged by society, and people who love them are fine holding opinions that others question. This reflects a mind guided more by internal judgment than social approval. Cat lovers don't need consensus to feel confident in their choices. This psychological trait extends far beyond pet preference. It shows up in how they make decisions and navigate social situations throughout their lives.
2. Cognitive affection.
Cat lovers process affection through observation before emotion. Because cats show care subtly, a slow blink here, sitting nearby but not touching there, their owners learn to interpret behavior rather than react to emotional intensity. This creates calmer, more measured emotional responses. They become skilled at reading subtle cues and finding meaning in restraint rather than excess.
3. Delayed reward.
Cats don't offer instant reassurance. Psychological research connects cat attachment with higher tolerance for delayed emotional reward, a trait linked to patience, emotional regulation, and long-term bonding. Cat lovers learn that real connection isn't always instant. They develop the ability to wait and value quality over immediacy, a capacity that serves them well in friendships, relationships, and pursuing long-term goals.
4. Distance tolerance.
Studies show cat lovers are less threatened by emotional distance. Since cats naturally withdraw and return on their own schedule, their owners learn that space doesn't equal rejection. Distance doesn't mean the relationship is ending. This reduces emotional overreaction dramatically and makes them more secure in relationships, less prone to controlling behaviors that destroy intimacy.
5. Selective trust.
Cats choose their people carefully, and cat lovers mirror this selectivity. They trust fewer people, but when they do, that trust is based on consistency and behavior, not words or promises. This reflects discernment rather than coldness. They've learned that trust is earned gradually through repeated positive interactions, making them excellent judges of character over time. 6. Attention versus connection. Cat lovers understand the difference between attention and genuine bonding. Because cats can be present without demanding constant interaction, their owners learn that constant presence doesn't mean closeness. This makes them less drawn to shallow validation and more drawn to stable, authentic relationships. They value quality time over quantity. 7. Emotional autonomy. Psychology links cat preference with higher emotional independence. Because cats don't emotionally manage their owners, people who love them learn to self-soothe and process emotions internally rather than seeking constant reassurance. This emotional autonomy is psychological maturity. They can handle difficult feelings without immediately reaching for external validation. 8. Sensitivity to boundaries. Cat lovers score higher in boundary awareness. Since cats clearly signal their limits, their owners become attuned to respecting emotional and personal space in all relationships. Psychology suggests this leads to healthier relationship dynamics and fewer control-based attachments. They understand that respecting boundaries doesn't mean caring less, it means caring in a mature, sustainable way. Final message. Psychology doesn't say cat lovers are colder or quieter. It says they understand connection without control, closeness without pressure, and loyalty without noise. They've learned that love doesn't have to be loud to be real, that affection doesn't have to be constant to be genuine, and that independence and intimacy can coexist beautifully. So here's the real question. Do you love cats because of who they are, or because they reflect how your mind already works? Maybe you were drawn to cats because you recognize something familiar in their independence, selectivity, and comfort with solitude. If this described you better than any personality test, you're not broken or antisocial. You're simply someone whose psychology values substance over performance and respects autonomy as much as intimacy.